Joining us now on MSUEagles.com is Jaison Yoshimura. He's number 3 on the field, a redshirt senior from the state of Georgia and a wide receiver on the Morehead State football team. And Jaison, we appreciate your time. Wanted to first chat with you about the last game up at Butler, at the Butler Bowl in Indianapolis. Obviously a disappointing outcome for your team. You guys played well throughout stretches of that game, but came up a few points short in the end. What did you guys learn when you reviewed the game film and had your post-game meetings from that contest?
I mean, just shot ourselves in the foot, really. I mean, we played a great game the whole time, and it just came down to closing it, The leadership should have stepped up a little bit more. I mean, we actually did a great job the whole game. I mean, we've been putting in great effort and practice and everything, and at the end we just needed to close the deal, and we just kind of comes down to experience at times, and we don't have that many seniors on defense, so the experience is kind of slim there. But we got to step up at times like that. You got to learn to win.
There have been stretches this year where your team has probably been as good as any in the Pioneer Football League, and then there have definitely been some minutes and some quarters in games where you guys probably would prefer to forget and move on. Opponents that have been scoring unanswered points and things of that nature. What have you guys specifically been doing in practice and in your meetings to try to focus on putting together that 60-minute game?
Small things, A lot of times we rely on big plays and stuff like that, and that'll get everyone hyped up. And you got to play with emotion like that a lot of times, but at the same time, you have to be able to remember every little thing. If one guy takes a route a step too short or something, it screws up a read. One guy takes too long to read a play on defense or something, that's a big gain right there. We try to emphasize the little things, but it gets monotonous in practice sometimes. People forget things, and it's upon the players a lot of times. We need to take responsibility to say, hey, we need to be accountable for each other, to each other, and concentrate on every little thing that comes with the task.
Looking ahead to the homecoming football game here at Jaison Stadium this Saturday against Campbell, what have you guys learned about Campbell and their defensive schemes to this point?
They have some weak spots. Our offense, we've been stressing the whole time. We have plenty of different weapons all across the board, and as long as we concentrate on what we do, and we do our little things correctly, and we catch the ball when we need to catch it, and we make our reads that we need to make read, we'll be good. It's the whole season we've just been stressing that we need to concentrate on what we need to do, so we know that there shouldn't be anybody out here that can stop us. So.
Jaison Yoshimura, a senior wide receiver on the Morehead State football team, with us today on MSUEagles.com. And Jaison, wanted to ask you a little bit about your role. Obviously, from a statistics standpoint, you haven't had the greatest season, but I know your leadership has been very valuable to the team as a whole. There's certainly some younger players on the offensive line. You've got a sophomore starting running back. I guess the past game with the receivers and quarterback Zach Lewis is a little more experienced. But first off, talk about some of the veterans, some of the guys you've been around, and just playing with guys like Zach and Kevin Thomas and Dante Sawyer. And then talk about how your role has changed a little bit as far as mentoring some of the younger guys.
Well, I've been here the whole time. I've seen Zach and Kevin, and I've been here the whole time with Dante and seen every single one of them, I'm sure. And it's been good to now finally see the end product of what they've become. KT, when he came in, he wasn't even a receiver. He came in as a quarterback, and he moved to receiver. And I worked with him. When I had my knee injury, I made sure to really concentrate on trying to help him out, because I knew we need a future here. And I've been trying to the leadership, just trying to keeping guys, the second, third string guys. I tell them, listen, I'm a fifth-year senior and I'm second string. As long as we concentrate on winning as a team, nothing else should matter. It's not about us as individuals; it's about a team. So, just trying to stress that and keep everyone into practice and doing what they need to do.
Talk a little bit about the coaches that you work with most frequently. Rob Tenier's obviously the offensive coordinator. Thomas Duffy is your position coach. Let's talk about those two guys and kind of the relationship you've built with them over the years, because I know they've both been here. Rob's been here your entire career, and Thomas has been here most of the years you've been at MSU.
Me and Duffy, we've definitely built a great relationship. We actually knew a few people coaching-wise that I had been coached by in high school and that he had known just from the coaching world. He ran the same offense when he coached as a high school coach and that I ran in high school, so we usually talk a lot about different plays that we've known or we've ran in the past and stuff like that. So it's good to being on the same page as him. And Coach Tenure, I mean, I think him and me were about the same kind of hard-nosed players back when he played and everything. So we really are on the same page when it comes to intensity and the way we like to play football. So it's been good to be around him like that.
Now the better half of that Tenure family is Jane Tenure, somebody you work for at the rec center. She actually put in a special request to get you on camera today. We were going to talk to you this season anyways, but talk about what you do over in the rec center as a student worker and some of the other things that you're involved with. Obviously football takes up a lot of time during the fall semester, but tell us about academics and other things that you're involved with at MSU.
Yeah, it was about 2 summers ago. I talked to Coach Tenure actually, and he said that he could talk to his wife and help me and Adam Slevsky actually get a job over there. And we started out working for Jane, and as we know, the new wellness center opened up, so we went over there and worked under Jane for about a year, and I got promoted to a supervisor position. I've been working there the whole time. I actually personal train there too. I've taught a few group fitness classes, abs class. And I mean, it's been great. Just getting to actually do what I've been studying so much on throughout the years has been great.
You told me off camera you're an exercise science major. You were telling me about an internship. If you could let the fans know about that and maybe your plans for after college.
Yeah, the internship I did was just a sport-specific training facility, working with different athletes and actually working on honing in on their skills as different sports, whether it be volleyball, basketball, football, anything like that. That's basically what I'm going to do after school. I wanted to stay in the sports world, coaching, maybe there, but I really enjoy working with athletes and helping them become better at what they do.
Well, that's Jaison Yoshimura, a senior wide receiver on the Morehead State football team. Once again, the Eagles back in action this Saturday. The homecoming game here at Jane Stadium against Campbell, starting at 1 o'clock. Jaison, we wish you and the team all the best, and thanks for visiting with us today.
Thank you.